take heed or take stock, give attention to the ministry which God's given to you. Now, each of us have a ministry. The ministry of sharing the love of Christ with those around. Each of us are called to that. Every one of us. So whether that's in the workplace or in the school, or whether it's at the shop or the playground, wherever, God has called us to the ministry of sharing the love of Christ with those around. So each of us are called to ministry. Just remember that. We're all called to be lights for Him, wherever we are, and we're to not hide our lights, but to let our light shine for Jesus. So important. But Paul's also, I believe, referring to, this ministry gift that this fella has. God has appointed this fella for a role, and he's to fulfill the ministry that God has for him. And he needs to be encouraged in this. And he says, encourage this fella to fulfill the ministry that he's been appointed for. So God's appointed and gifted this fella for a role. He needs to be encouraged now to fulfill it. And it's very important. As I mentioned earlier, that leaders also need to be encouraged. Need to be stirred up sometimes too. That fulfill the calling that God's on your life. Don't be pulling back now. Keep going. Keep pressing in there. I'll stand with you. But come on, let's go together. Let's keep, going forward in God. So stand with one another. Let's stand as brothers and sisters in the Lord together, that we may fulfill the ministry to which God has called us to shine for Him, to be lights for Him, that other people would hear the glorious gospel. It's so important, folks.